the GSG 1911 in a 22 caliber. Now, why did I choose the GSG 1911 over the 6 Hour 1911 22? Well, price, pretty much price. The fact is that the GSG 1911 22 and the 6 Hour 1911 22, from all appearances, are the same firearm. I've heard on lots of other comments that there are indeed the same firearm, made in the same factory, everything's the same. Now, the other day while I was at the range, my friend does have a GSG and he did have the 6 Hour, and I had an opportunity to try both. The fact is that after I took this one out of the box, I looked at it, and just so you can see it, the finish on this one is absolutely amazing. It looks pristine. It looks amazing. It's a little bit dirty. I just took it out of the package just a few moments ago. Now, one of the things I did notice on his GSG 1911 was that it had a lot of wear on this part of the slide, both on the top and on this edge, and back here where you grip it a lot. And especially he had a lot of wear over here because he puts it in his holster, which is a Serpa level 2 holster, and it did have a little bit of wear on the frame. But having said that, I'm not too concerned with it. It's a fairly inexpensive firearm, so there you have it. The reason why I chose the GSG 1911 was because when I was at the store, the only 6 Hour they had, it came in FDE, but you had to pay a premium price for it. It was $515. This one was $399, call it $400. So it was a total savings of $115 over and above the 6 Hour. Now, $115 is quite a bit of money when you think about it. But this thing, even though it's not as tactical as an FDE 6 Hour 1911-22, did come with a rail. Now you can see that there's an opportunity for you to mount all sorts of cool gizmos on this thing. And as you know, tactical always trumps non-tactical. So let's before we do anything else, let me just make sure the firearm is clear. And you can see, I don't know if you can see, but I can see that it is empty and safe. I'm going to take the magazine and just put it over here off to the side. Now, what else makes this firearm tactical was in the kit, it also came with one of these. From all appearances, it's a silencer. But if you really look closely, it's actually a ginormous hole in there. This is a fake can. It's really just to make the pistol look tactical. Along with the rail and the silencer, I think I've made up for the fact that it's not FDE. Now, having said that, while I was at the store, a lot of the people that were there that have fired this specific firearm with the canister attached, they said it actually makes the firearm louder. So, you know, not likely we're going to be using this very often, but once in a while when you want to look cool in a video, you will put this attachment on and it'll look perfectly fine. The thread protector that's on here comes off fairly easily, and you can just screw this on. Now, on a lot of websites, I've noticed that they actually make compensators and all sorts of attachments you can put on the GSG, along with stainless steel guide rods and a few other really cool attachments. But now you're starting to build the price of this firearm up, and the whole idea for me to get this thing was just to save a few bucks. Now, today, the other thing that makes this thing extra cool over the FDE 6 Hour was that it came with one of these. So the pistol came with an extra magazine, another $25 savings. So I ended up with 2 magazines and the extra tactical canister, which is apparently useless. And with all of that savings, the $25 plus the $115 savings, really adds up. Like, I mean, at $140 difference, you can buy an awful lot of the stuff that goes inside one of these, which is this stuff. These ones were about $5 a pack, and although that's somewhat expensive, it's still not too bad. It's still better than me shooting 40 caliber 9mm, obviously. But today I didn't know which one of these would perform better. When we were at the range, he was using CCI mini mags, high velocity, 40 grain, and we had absolutely no problems. Now he did complain and he said, you know, the Remington ammunition didn't work as well, but I did put some Remington through it. I didn't find any problems at all. But at the store today, the only thing that they had with that was high velocity were the Winchester Super X. Now, as you notice, these ones are round nose, these ones are hollow point. The difference in feet per second is 1300 versus 1280, not much of a difference. So I'm hoping these ones will perform really well. At $5 a package, so for 10 bucks, that's 200 rounds. That's awesome. So the $140 buys an awful lot of the cartridges, but as an added bonus, when I got to the store, not only did they throw in an extra magazine, they threw in one of these, cleaning kit. Now, you know, you'd say to yourself, well, that's only about, you know, $10, $12, $15 at the most. But you know what? It's $10, $12, or $15 that comes in really handy. It's an extra kit. It's actually not too cheap. It's actually pretty good. And by all accounts, I'm going to need it. And I'm going to explain that to you right now. Now, one of the things that when I first got to the store was they had about 4 of these. And so I took all 4 of them and I asked the salesman if I could try them all. And he gave me some snap caps. And I actually tried them all. Between the 4 of them, each and every one of them had a different trigger pull. Each and every one of them felt different. It's just the way it was. I don't know why. Maybe I'm just picky by nature. I don't know. But the fact is that this one here felt the best, and the trigger seemed to operate the best for me. Now, having said that, one of the problems that I didn't like on any of them was, I'll be quiet now and I'll let you listen. The slide grinds enormously. I don't like that at all. I mean, these things are inexpensive, let's face it. At $399, what do you expect? Now, from all of the advice I've seen on the internet, some great advice is to put some flits along there and polish it up so that the slide performs a little bit better. I will do that. I actually don't have a choice. I have to clean it. And I'm gonna, now this won't show up too well on the video, but I'm gonna show you what's in here. Now I just took this one out of the package. Now I apologize, this is my very first video ever. So it's gonna be tough to see, but on my finger, I know you can't see it, are little tiny pieces of aluminum fragments, like little shards of metal, and it's all over the place in here. And you know, I can only assume that if you don't clean this thing, that those things are going to be a problem in the future. So, fortunately for me, I never ever purchase a firearm and go straight to the firing range. I always take it home, make sure it's safe. I usually take it apart, clean it, lube it up, apply some oil to all the parts that require it, and make sure that by the time I get to the firing range that mechanically the firearm is in good working order. Having said that, you know, I wasn't expecting much at this kind of price. I mean, I do own other firearms. I've got a Glocks, I've got CZs, I've got a Para, you know, and you know, I even have a Smith & Wesson M&P 40. I have a Springfield Arms 5.25. So I do have a little bit of experience over the last 3 months. I know it's not a lot, but you know, I guess I have more money than brains in a lot of ways. But the reality is that this thing is not like any of those other firearms. Those other firearms are about 2-3 times the price in some cases. In the case of some of the firearms I have, it's 3 times the price. So this thing here, I'm not expecting much out of it, but I'm expecting as a warm-up pistol to warm me up, to get out there, just take a few shots, maybe fire 100 rounds or so through it, to get myself loosened up, just get me in the mood, and then going to my 40 and my 9s, then at least I'll be happy with that. So there you have it. This was the decision I made. I think I saved quite a bit of money. I got a great deal, got some extra stuff, and on top of everything, not only did it come with all that cool stuff, it came with one of these, which is a beautiful sticker that looks like it belongs on a really fast, expensive sports car. So that makes my pistol even extra tactical.